looking forward to this going to curtains, right? Because JT has an outside chance of winning this. If Stocker and Line have a heavy repeat of what they've already been doing this season, which is intertwining with each other's carbon fibre in an awfully sexual way, this could amass that JT wins the championship solely by keeping his nose clean, which will be amazing. If JT somehow wins a championship by not taking someone out, that is going to be amazing.
Yeah, fair play to him. Good day, Brasco. How are you? Pirate Danny, I know you're in here. Make sure you put it in the chat, mate. We need numbers for this. Support your comms, guys, or lose it. We've got Stiggy with us this week.
We're here for the probably, well, a very rare one and only occurrence here in the comms box. Kind of feel like James Hunt. I've won my championship and now I'm going to go and do drugs and be in the comms box. I mean, not necessarily in that order.
No, not necessarily in that order.
No.
So Jack Tyler's in the chat saying he's going to let Stocker and Lionator race. Now Lionator has put in the chat today, mate, that he's not feeling too well.
So Lionator here having to defend his title on with a, I'm assuming, a little sniffly nose, maybe? I don't know.
Maybe a runny nose.
Let's have a little work with here. So current championship standings are as follows. Actually, say Stocker leads into the final race with 1 point. There's no sprint mode tonight, but it is a full quality. I expect that'll get put down to short if there's not enough people in it.
I can imagine we will be short.
Yeah, I can imagine that. What I might actually do, real quick, is just jump on mute, jump into the Discord where the guys are talking on the Legacy chat, just on my phone, and just get the mood, get the vibe, and come back. I'll jump on mute a hot minute.
And get them in here as well. Evening Pigeon, how are you? JT kisses men on nights out, # confirms. We accept you, JT. Yes, we do, JT. We accept you in any form, apart from Friday nights. Sorry, what are you sorrying for, mate? So, guys, we are around Brazil. This is Brazil. Sao Paulo Autodrome. I've covered you guys once or twice this year, but not enough, really. So I'm going to be relying on Stiggy tonight, who is in the comms box with me. I'm going to be relying on Stiggy a bit tonight to, excuse me, pace-wise, who do we think is going to be up there? I mean, I know Pirate Danny's up there. I know Pidge has got pace with his sweaty little sexist rapist hands. Zoltan, Crumpets, J-Tile. There is pace all over the place here. We are only up with 7 with 7 minutes to go. So, a little bit concerning. There's no Stocker. There's no Lionator. Jay Tyler, could you be taking the championship in a 7-man race? Potentially 18, Pirate Danny. Great, mate. Thank you very much. Mr. Silk Skills is waiting on an invite. Brasco, I just need it to be dry or I'm dead. Yes, mate, I can feel you on that one. I'm not a lover of this track in the rain. In the dry, I think it's one of the best tracks on the track calendar. But in the wet, mate, it's worse than Monaco. And there is PGR Stocker joining. So as you heard, Stiggy has jumped across to the Discord just to get the vibe in there. It'll be interesting to know what they're up to. BGR SX Perry has joined. Winsworth is in here. These boys stepping up. GG's to the boys stepping up. Make sure you're in the chat, guys. Make sure you're in the stream. That is an interesting step up for them. But you've got BGR SX Perry. We've got Stiggy, who's in comms with us. Winsworth now about to select a car. Some of these guys raced with me on a Tuesday, so I know they've got pace. Winsworth, what a name. Windsword.
Right.
Sounds like King Arthur. Stiggy is back, so Stiggy. What is the vibe?
So I've spoken to Danny, Stocker, JT, and Pigeon as well. I think Stocker's expecting a hard race here. Obviously, all
Yeah,
Stocker has to do is finish a point in front.
yeah, just finish one place in front of
Finish
Line
one
8 and
place in
he's won
front.
the championship.
Fastest lap is obviously worth a point in this as well. So I think it all depends on how late,
But I
depending on
think
how
with the
low they
PGR
finish. But
points, there's none that are 1 point apart.
no,
So fastest
not
laps,
the difference.
it is, even though it's worth a point,
Yeah,
isn't going to come into play with them
yeah.
only being a 1 point
No,
1 point
exactly.
gap, unless Stocker's down in 11th, Lion A takes 11th, 10th. But then again, we points all the way down, so no, I don't think fastest lap matters for the boys tonight. It's just keeping it clean.
Keeping it clean, which I don't know if that'll happen. I kind of thinking like, I don't want to presume. I mean, it's been a hard season, I think, for JT Soccer and Lion. I mean, they've all had their fair share of accidents, crashes, deliberate or accidental, and sort of slip-ups, I think, for all three of them. And I think, to be fair, they're all prepared to admit that as well. I mean,
The one thing I don't want to see tonight is this title decided by a steward's decision.
no. I mean, I'm not saying a crash between them in the race will not be great for the PGR highlights channel, but I mean, it would be good to see this race be fair. I don't know, obviously, how that'll play out, which is kind of why I've decided to step back and move into the comments box. I don't want to be involved with this. I didn't want to cause, the biggest thing was making sure no one was going to report me for, be it favouritism or lack thereof, to certain drivers tonight. If that was, I wouldn't do that. But
no,
it's
no, you don't want your credentials brought into question.
No,
and that's fair enough. I mean, yes, it may have been that one or two drivers would have been wanting you to race because you would have been in the mix and you would have potentially helped them inadvertently.
Yeah, I could have helped and hindered. I can help and hinder.
You could help or hindered any of them, depending on how it. All it takes is one to get past you. Yeah. You're in P1. One to get past you on that the first DRS zone into turn 4, and then through the twisty, windy section where you can't overtake. The car in front of you disappears, and then you're then questioned for holding up.
Exactly.
I get that.
It's a thing, I mean, in a normal racing circumstance, I'll be racing, and if I was in this fight myself, obviously I'd be there and I'd be, keeping my position. But I've had a quite unfortunate Sunday season, to be fair. But so I thought
I would have expected to see you up there.
Yeah, a bit of unlucky, I think. A couple of obviously non shows due to other priorities on Sundays, and I think just a brief lack of practice. But I mean, I won Masters on Tuesday this season, which is as we all know, the top tier. So stacked. I'm happy enough to, I thought I'd just let that in, just to twist the knife to line out a JT and Stocker. Yeah. So
do you have Lemons? Does he race with you on a Tuesday?
Lemons race on Tuesdays? Yeah. I mean, the difference was, I am for sure not as fast as the likes of Lemons. To be fair, he's just too quick. I think I can keep up with him, but I think once that DRS goes, I think he's a bit less mistake prone than even me, and I'm not really one for making mistakes, but I think Lemons is just a bit slightly better than that. But then again, I think people give him different room. I mean, it's not just about how fast you are; it's about keeping consistent. And to be fair, I know he didn't make a couple of races, but I think actually got a higher points per race than he did this season. So
good.
Even then,
well,
but
he is rapid.
He is rapid. Oh, there's no doubt. I mean, I think he won. Like 5 races in the time I won 1. I was just the difference between us is that I'm really good at finishing second. He's not. It's either second or far further down, and on what happens. I mean, if Lemons watches this, we have a lot of respect on the road with each other. And stuff,
he'll watch it. He follows. He'll watch
it. But yeah.
So,
back to Sunday.
Who's your money on tonight? Who's taking pole tonight?
It's a tough one. I mean, the thing is it's these top 3, I think, are going to be putting everything on the line today. I won't be surprised if someone bottles it on their final lap and they're 3.5 tenths up. I think they're going to be aiming for that. The advantage on this game is there's massive DRS trains, so actually starting second isn't always a bad thing.
No,
as long as you can get away, in that first lap, you're sort of fine. I think it depends on the weather. I think, you've got JT running ABS. You've got, I think, Stocker might run ABS on the pad as well. Lionade's not running
No,
any
I
assists, so that might make a
think
bit of a difference.
I think Lion 8, not
Oh
Lion
no,
8,
sorry,
I think
JT doesn't run ABS actually. I don't think.
no, and I think Stocker doesn't run ABS either.
He might have turned it
Um,
off. I know he ran it this time last season. I know he ran it at the start
yeah,
of 24.
I don't know if I'm honest. I
Um,
think he's run it off a bit this year,
yeah,
but I mean, tis what it is. We all have our assists.
yeah, it's
If we
going to be a
need them,
really
we
tough
don't.
race. I'm
It
looking
is going to be
forward
a tough
to.
race.
I don't know. I think to be fair, the money on qualifying, I think to be fair, will either be JT or Lionator. I know that
Yeah,
I think Stocker's race pace Stocker's a bit more like me. He's a bit more of a race merchant than it comes to than over.
he's yes.
You know,
I've noticed that with him this season. He's yeah, Jay Tyler.
Lion has a
Lion has
quali
a
ban.
quali ban tonight.
So it means JT.
So
So probably JT on pole to be fair, and I think Rose Stocker will be happy with second because that's all he needs to do. Stocker doesn't need to win this race.
he doesn't. He just
I
needs to
think
finish within
exactly
47 points of
of
Jay
JT,
Tyler,
which I think
so
to
he
be fair,
wins.
those two
JT needs to win. Yeah.
those two going into turn one, I think is questionable. But obviously
Yeah.
those two are in a call together on Discord. They're in a group call, which again
So
is allowed. We are
yeah,
allowing.
it
You do
is.
allowed to have those calls together. Um, you know, So I think it's unlikely they'll race each other too hard. I think unless JT sees a chance to, for example, maybe back Rostocker into Lionator to try and cause those two to get a bit racy with each other. Because
Yeah, but I
I
don't
don't.
think we're going to see that for probably the first 5 or 6
No,
laps. I'd expect Line 8
expect
to
on the
be
second
up there
stint.
after
Yeah,
about in the second stint, or maybe after.
yeah,
Looking at some of the guys in there, your Windsword, your Kane Osiris, not being disrespectful to them. Your who else have we got in there?
Marley. No, he's going
Marley,
to hate me. I
no,
said that. He's going to hate I said
Marley, yeah,
that.
PGR, SX Perry. So there is some guys that have stepped up from
Yeah,
contender to help out tonight,
yeah,
which
just fill the
fair
numbers,
play
which
to
is
them in
credit
that
to him.
aspect.
I
But
think.
they're not going to be the
No,
pace
I
of
agree.
Lionator, and But once again, like this Sector 2, you can't overtake in Sector 2.
No.
If you go for a move in Sector 2, you're gonna cause an incident. You could lose a wing.
Yeah, you're
Losing
right.
a wing here, it's raced over for you unless there's a safety car.
It is, yeah. I mean, the problem you've got with Set to do is if you do go for a move, the problem you've got is it's such a weird section of track that it almost forces you to be side by side with that driver because of the way the track layout is. So if you do get a
Yeah.
move in cleanly, you could be losing a second to the car in front simply because you've essentially got half the track width.
Yeah, no, agreed.
To use. It's a really weird track like that. I kind of think the drivers will be happy just to DRS swap, which again is, even moving into season 10, which there is a massive rule regs changed about how you go about your racing and your qualifying with other drivers.
And
DRS
we'll cover
swapping
that
is
through
allowed.
quali and through the race tonight as
Yeah.
well, Stiggy. I mean, because I know you'll be up on it. I've had a brief read, but I need to get my head into it before the start of season 10, which I believe
Yep.
starts in a couple of weeks, isn't it?
Exactly, yes. I mean, we've already had the first
A
race
week
of season
Tuesday.
10. We've had the first race of season 10 in Realistic already, so running those new regs.
Yeah, we have
obviously,
indeed.
the Masters, obviously, Tuesdays will begin, I think, a week on Tuesday.
I think it's the 8th, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right, yeah. And obviously, we've got the sort of a couple of free events going on in between then. The one of them being the finish 10th.
We
But
do
the
indeed.
biggest
The
difference
finish
we've
the 10th
got
on
is
Tuesday.
the lack of AI modes. This will be the last race on Sunday that these drivers can run AI mode in quali, in a safety car, and a formation lap, because that's really still the fastest way to warm your tyres efficiently.
Yeah,
They've essentially
100%.
banned that. It's banned apart from software and hardware issues. I had a problem myself a couple of weeks ago where my wheel wasn't giving me force feedback. In that scenario, you can reboot the wheel, and run on AI
Yeah,
mode for.
and
as
I
long
had
as
it
it's fine.
in the 100% race around Jeddah with you, didn't I?
Yeah,
We
you
were in
did.
the
You
chat.
did. Yeah,
Yeah, and
exactly.
I had to go AI and then lost about 40 seconds.
So
and
those
then
sort of
still
things
came
are allowed.
fifth.
But obviously, the fact is that you still gain it. Obviously, you still lose out a little bit in race pace. But obviously,
You
I think it's a
do,
fair
yeah.
balance under safety car. Because obviously it warms your tyres up. So I think you have to prove the reason why you've been on AI mode. But I think the drivers will make full use of this tonight on the last race that they can.
Yeah, you've got to.
Here we go then.
Here
Qualifying.
we go. So we've got 16 in. Looks like we're missing a few.
So it'll be a short quali because obviously I wouldn't make 17. So
It is, yeah, short qualifying.
see if there's a
So
reason for Milan to join. Zane Half and Milan to join during quali if they're racing. So
oh, okay. So there's your two that we're missing. Zane have someone that has got pace as well.
They do.
I mean, I've
So
not
pretty
seen
fucking
him
working.
this
I
year.
mean, Crumpets, to be fair, I think Crumpets has had a massive improvement this season. I mean, I know that
Yeah, I
he
raced him
was,
last year.
yeah, he's massive improvement on Tuesdays as well. So I think he'll be up
Good.
there. I think sort of perhaps sitting alongside Marley, working with him. I think maybe to sort of keep on that, exactly the likes of Danny and Pigeon as well. Those guys will be, working together, probably not to interfere, maximise their own races. I mean, what I don't know actually is, can Pirate Danny jump JT today in the standings?
I
He
don't know. I'd
can.
have to have a look. But I think Pirate Danny's my shout for pole
Yeah,
tonight.
he can.
He
I mean,
won't like me
yeah.
saying it, but I think he's got a shout at
Yeah,
pole
yeah.
tonight.
So Danny here is on 290 points with JT on 20 on 305. So I mean, if JT has a problem, Danny will jump him on points.
Yep.
Which
Danny's
is
been. Oh,
possible.
we've got an overcast start.
I
So
will
in the chat,
ask.
guys.
I'll jump in the Discord
Yeah,
and ask
jump in and
about the
ask, mate.
rain for the race. I'll ask about the
Yeah,
weather for
jump
the
in.
race.
And if anyone wants to put it in the chat prior to Stiggy getting back, feel free to do so. But yeah, so the way we work, guys, I will jump out on board with the first car out and follow them around on their outlap. Drivers, constructors, both on the line tonight. I'm going for constructors tonight with Brasco. Let's go, Pirate Danny. Let's see if we can get you that in the Aston Martin. We're waiting on people going out. Any chance of the weather update, though, Pirate Danny? We have got a car going out. We're going to put our telemetry all up. And it looks like it is a... who is out? It is the Alpine of Matthew. So we got the Alpine of Matthew that's out on his outlap. So not sure on the weather. Stiggy will be back shortly to give us an update on the weather. In the meantime, we're going to ride on board with...
Right, it's a dry race.
Perfect. It's overcast.
Yep. Lineator
And
out
as you're...
on the Inters to do his installation lap.
Yeah, he's going to want to keep all his tyres. I mean, it is approximate weather in dynamic, so we could still see a little bit of rain at some point. You never know with this, as it's not true. And Ash Sahifis has joined, so we're now running up to 17. We're going to ride on board as
Matthew's the first one, yeah.
Yeah, we're going to ride on board with Matthew now as he's about to take us across the start, through the DRS line and over the start-finish line in approximately now. There he goes as he starts his lap. DRS wide open and preaching 203 miles an hour into turn 1. Locks up slightly, but keeps it nice and tight. Doesn't run wide on the apex into sector 13 to turn 3. DRS wide open again. So this is 2 DRS zones in this track. We've had a few changes this year. Is it Singapore that's gained an extra one, Stiggy?
I think it has in real life. I don't know if it has in the game, though. I know that Singapore gained got to 4 now.
Yeah, 4 DRS zones.
To be fair, which is, I think, quite good. Have a little bit of under rotation on the front right here for Matt, but I think pretty clean, tidy so far.
Yeah.
Down to medium battery. It looks like he'll be worried about harvesting through the middle sector to make sure he can sort of keep the pace up here. Ooh, massive under rotation. The drivers will be suffering a lot with tyre temps in this race. Fortunately, it looks like it's going to be overcast, so the weather will be a bit colder, so a bit more friendly on those front right. Again, decent exit, winding up the DRS here, and there's riding up the battery, ready to get the DRS activation point here.
So we'd expect pole to be around 107 tonight. Would that be a fair shout?
I think it will be, it'll. Based on that, it's at 8.3, so it could be a mid to high 7. Lynette is retired, obviously he served his ban now, so he's got that out of the way. 108.4 for Brasco and Atmos with an 8.6, so not bad effort at all. Have we got JT on lap here, coming into the middle final sector here? Let's have a look. A lot less ERS available than Matt did. The thing is, you notice that as soon as you fall below that 10% battery, your ERS performance drops off.
It does, it just drops off dramatically.
Yeah, it looks like
JT's going to go over here with a 108. I'd expect this to be a low 107.9 so on the first mediums. Into the 7s
nice
on the mediums. Like I said, I'd expect it to be around a 7 flat here. I can't see why it isn't. Kay and Osiris there, Keenan and Kel with a 109 flat, to be fair to him, in the Red Bull. Pirate Danny's on a lap. He's in sector 2. So let's see, nice and tidy line. Pushes the car out wide, catches the apex nicely. Good. Nice lines through here from Pirate Danny.
Nice and patient there as well on the exit there. There's a lot of rotation on the front, but the car seemed to respond with him on the Aston Martin. Does he keep his foot flat? Yes, he does. See the rear end just complaining a little bit here. 51.2 in the first two sectors. Nice exit as well. You've got a lot of ERS available, so I think you probably have a slightly better 6.8,
Hello,
7.8
Pigeon.
from
Where's that
Pigeon.
come from?
Wow,
That'll be on
nice
softs. We're going to have a quick look at the tyres now. We have got tyres. Yeah, that is on the softs. So 3 temps. Pirate Danny with an 8.0 on mediums as well.
That's nice.
Brasco did his on mediums with an 8.4. Line 8 is he's in the pits on his inters. That's him done.
Row Stocker,
first
first sector here. He's on the soft, so Stocker, to be fair, I think should just jump straight to pole if he keeps it clean. There's an Aston Martin in front of him who I think should get out of his way. Which
You'd
he's
hope
not.
so.
He's not going to be in his way here. It's not going to be a problem. Stocker's nicely balanced actually, going through the fast right there. I'm expecting this Aston will move out of the way. Yeah, nice. That's nice and clean there. Using all the grass there to get out of the way.
Nice.
But he's got a lot of battery so far, so I think Stocker will be hindered in the final sector. Have barely
Stocker
any left,
comes through sector 2. He completes it in a 50.7.
Half a second up on
half
JT.
A second up on
sectors.
JT and Pigeon, or JT, sorry. So this is going to be what he can do, but he's now out of ERS going into the start-finish straight. So this is what's going to hamper him here. But this is going to be a quick time. He goes over and does a 107.5 on them softs. 4 temps quicker than Jay Tyler as championship rival. And a tenth quicker, just under a tenth quicker than Pidge. So Pidge is definitely up there. So good time to start from Stocker, but I think he needs his ERS management a little bit better on that lap there.
You have to bear in mind we have made changes to the way that ERS works this year. You do have multiple modes to choose from, and they are available to use in all sessions. Come back to me if you want to chat more about it. I'm so arse.
So we're going to ride on board with Lee Webb as he's coming in the pits. He's invalid. He said sack that. I'm going to go and get another one. So this is Hafiz about to start his lap. Already starting down. Have you noticed when you race, he's missed the first apex. When you race, if you notice 6th, 7th and 8th, if you've got ERS on, it just depletes it rapidly. How do you manage your ERS in races? Are you out of the corners, or are you down the straight?
That's a weird question to ask. What's this question again?
So with your ERS,
because
in 6th, 7th and 8th, it depletes rapidly.
Are
you ERS out of the corners, or are you ERS on the straights?
I think it depends. I think that it's a really weird choice because obviously you get a lot of deployment of power. There's no point using it any earlier than like 4th gear, simply because I think you'll spin the wheels up. To be fair, you'll lose a load of traction, lose a load of time. But obviously, what you want to do is get as much speed as possible before the car becomes more and more of a brick wall, right? But that DRS, so in the ERS and DRS, using them in tandem makes a massive difference to your car's top speed. But obviously, the longer you're there, the better, because if you're averaging 191 miles an hour over the down the back straight, right, but your top speed is less than someone who's only averaging 189 down the straight, that's better. You want a higher average speed as opposed to a higher top speed, really. So I think, to be fair, as the kick saber of Zafiz gets out of the way, and both two cars here. Yep, nice and clean. So a decent lap as well, 8.8. So he's probably not bad for a warm-up. Bear in mind, these guys have come out from the contender division, I think, is it? So, and immediately goes off track.
Safiv's come from. I don't know where Safiv's is from. I think he's been. Has he not been raced with you all season?
I don't think I have. No, I think I might have seen him like one or two of the races.
Guy, so he's new to the league. But we are now riding on board with Zoltan as he starts his flyer. Let's see what he can do into turn 1. Nice. Good line from Zoltan through turn 1, 2 and 3. Hugging the inside line there. Not always the right option, as you will lose speed with the rotation of the tyres. But he's down to his 60% ERS into turn 4.
Bit too much under rotation on the front end there. Wasn't particularly happy to turn in, but pretty clean so far. He's probably classed as a good banker for Zoltan at the moment. Nice use of the throttle balance in there. I think the traction control keeping him in a straight line. Lots of lock, but the car did respond. Have a look how he goes through the bank left. Look at the traction control kicking in all the way through that corner, which will be hampering his battery usage as well. Actually running traction. But again, clean lap so far. Let's see how he tackles this final left. As a McLaren,
so he comes out with a 51.3 and a McLaren in front of him.
About half a second down on where where the top guys are. We won't be getting any sort of toe off the McLarens, actually. Looks like Crumpets is giving a toe to Stocker on his outlap.
Interesting.
Look at this. So actually Crumpets giving Stocker a toe. That is very nice move there from Crumpets, and I'm sure Crumpets will stick with Stocker on his next lap to give him the toe. Bit of wheel spin at the exit of T2 though, but nice and aggressive, using all the track available to him now. Crumpets has actually, I think, yielded a little bit there, let the Ferrari might come by.
So Stocker is down on his time, even though he had a toe. I think that's his exit through turn 1 into 2, or turn 2 into 3.
I'll be amazed to see how he keeps his battery up for the remainder of the lap, but balancing the car nicely through there as well. How does he get it rotated? Small complaint from the rear right coming into the right-hand turn there, but gets it nice and cleaned up, using all the road. Stocker's clearly been putting his practice in here. Yeah, he's been very smooth through there. Pigeon sets a 7.5.
With a 7.5. Pidge is on fire. Someone we've not really talked too much about taking pole. We said he'd be in and around the mix, but didn't really come into the pole conversation.
Stocker's got a lot more ERS available this time now. I think Stocker should be Pigeon's time, yeah.
Jay Tyler's now out on a lap. Yeah, Stocker's going to be going quicker here.
He's boxed. Stocker's giving up.
He's bailed. He's bailed as Jack Tyler is now coming around to start his flyer. Or is he going to come in the pits? No, he's
starting his fly, yeah, now.
Yeah, so Stiggy, take us through this lap with Jack Tyler.
So on board with JT now, down into turn 1 as Danny sets a 7.4, gets the car nicely rotated through T1 and T2, just not really using any curbs, though. I'm sure he'll be a bit close to the track limits on his final run of the day. DRS wide open now, coming up to 195 miles an hour into the end of the first sector. It's a pretty clean 10th and a half down on Stocker's PB, but again, that could all just be setup and commitment. This has been a nice... using the curbs nicely there through the double left. See how he throws it through the fast right. Oh, that's bloody hell. Using all the road there and then some is JT through the triple right-hander. This has been very smooth lap so far. He's clearly put his practice in there, really throwing the car all the way to the track limits as soon as he can. I think, is this Rose Stocker? No, it's actually Crumpets here in front of JT, who might be giving him a brief tow, I don't know. That's a bit too much curb. I can see the rear of the car complaining, but he has gained a fair amount of time on his on the cars around him. Has he kept enough battery in the tank to continue the improvement down to the final split? Let's have a look here. It's going to be probably a mid-7. He's weaving over the line with a 7.7.
And he's gone slower.
I'm not very happy with that, to be honest.
He's gone slower on the softs.
I think to be honest, he'll take that and realise there's probably a 10th and a half in the first sector alone. I mean,
yeah,
I'm not always one to talk, but I know what he's capable of getting in that first sector, and he'll be using a bit more curb and using those curbs to rotate the car and almost pivot it through there. But I don't think he'll be upset, considering the fact that I think there was a 7.6 on... Was that 7.6 on mediums, I think he said?
7.637 on mediums he did, so there's got to be another... I would say there's another 6 to 7 attempts in the softs.
I think
around
it depends.
Here
I know JT's always been very good on the mediums on his first stint.
Yeah.
It's always something he likes to do, is do his first run on mediums to get a good banker in and only improve from there. The difficulty you have with doing that on this game is the severe wear you get on the soft tyres. The softs in race pace now only have about 3 or 4 good laps in them before they're no better than the mediums, right? So, I mean, a few of the drivers...
That's at any track across the board, isn't it?
JT's staying out and he's going again. Let's have a look. Shall I stay on board with him? That's how he does the first sector.
Let's stay on board and see what he does.
Nice use of the curb, slightly more committed there. Nice, much better line there from Jill. Be happy with that one. Probably up about 10th and a half just on those 2 first corners alone. Conserving the battery in the first sector as well. What's it going to be? Purple first sector. He'll be happy with this one, using the curb nicely there. Gets it rotated. Oh, it's a fantastic line. He'll be happy with this one. He'll probably be having a semi. Listen to me do the comms on this as well. Through the fast right as well, using all the curb again. It's a brilliant line there from Jack Tyler. Gets it rotated nicely in the middle of the middle sector 2. Car auto shifted to 4th though, which won't be hampering him through the fast left. Nice amount of rotation on the car again. Setup's working with him nicely here. Be interested to how it works on race trim, but he's got so much time available. I think in the car with the ERS in the final sector. But the fuel lights come on. I'm assuming he'll cross the line here. I don't think he'll box, but We'll see what he does. You might want to bring him in early.
If he's going quick, he's not. That's him done. He won't get back round now. What is his time going to be?
I think he might. He might 7.6. So it's he doesn't even improve. He hasn't improved again, has he? And he's resolved
going to get
track
round.
limits violations.
Yeah, violations massively there. But he's going to get round. But is he going to get out again? That's the thing. Is he then going to have the time to get round? This is going to be close for a JT.
I think, to be fair, I think he'll be back in the pits with about just about under 3 minutes to go, and then just sort of 2.5 minutes left, and he'll be back out with about 1.5 minutes, I think. And as long as he's got 1.5 minutes on the clock, that's all he needs.
Yeah.
Luckily, he got quite a short lap, so he can get sort of 3 or 4 runs in this session. But I think he's very close to the time here. It'd be quite helpful or annoying if he had an Alpine teammate that got in his way, Matthew, just to slow him down as he leaves the pit garage. But Danny, really happy with that 4.7 so far. But Stocker on his out lap, so I think he might be the one to watch now. I think this will be the lap
of the day.
I've
just jumped on with Stocker. We're going to watch him take us round at his out lap, and then we're going to follow him through on his fly-in. And let's see what the Flying German can do. As he's coming up the hill now, he will start to use a little bit of airs. He's got it switched to medium. DRS will now wide open. He will hit 203 miles an hour at roundabout towards the end of this line. How much downforce is the German are running? He only goes to 190, so he's been conservative on his ERS there. Misses the apex slightly, gates it on the second. Better exit from the last lap that time round into turn 3. Following down, DRS wide open. He's now using a bit of overtake. He's gone back to hot lap here, so that's good from the German as he goes in. That's a good line through there. Tidy line from what I can see. Excuse me. Coming up the hill, how is his throttle control? Does he go flat? Flat in 6th. Well played there, Stocker, my friend. Nice line. Car turns in lovely for him as he's now coming around the bank in left. Up the hill, turning into a sharp right. Kisses the curb, uses the curb perfectly. Power down. Let's see what Stocker's time is through sector 2. We know he needs to be... He's up by just under a tenth, and he has more airs on this lap. So let's see what the German can do now. Is he going to go and take pole? The time he's got in the tank right now is going to put him on provisional pole. We're going to go into a 7th. There we go. Stocker is pole by 3/100ths.
He's got enough time to charge that battery up and go again if he has the fuel capable. I don't know if he does. I'm actually watching JT's stream here on my phone to see what he's working with. Looks like JT having to cross the pit lane line to get out in front. I think that would be Falwaz. Windsword is the car in front of him on track, so I'm expecting if JT keeps it a Windsword, he'll get a nice toe off him.
So Stocker is charging. Yeah. Stocker is charging dramatically.
So the problem he's going to be close on time. I think he should be fine with 30 seconds here. JT,
he'll get round.
I think should be set. I think everyone. Who's else have we got? Who's the Red Bull on lap? Who have we got? Which is it? Kane or Winston?
It's Kane. Is Kane Osiris.
Let's give him a bit of screen time here. You look at the cars complaining with traction control again coming through that corner. Yeah, I mean it's using first gear here for some of the corners, which you don't really want to be doing. First gear, I think, is even used in Monaco in these days. There's a McLaren in the way, but
he gets out of the way. Now really that's going to hamper Stocker.
Stocker actually might keep up here, or is he going to give Crumpets a tow? And is Crumpets going to help him out? Stocker, let's have a look.
Stocker's going to give Crumpets a tow here.
I think Crumpets might have lost a little bit having to step behind Stocker, but we'll get it all back down the back straight. Stocker doing him a favour here. Obviously, Stocker needs Crumpets to do all the time he can. Stocker won't cross the line. Will Stocker even cross the line in time, or is this game over for him?
He crossed the line on the second, but he's bailed anyway.
He's bailed on it.
He wasn't going to go. He just gave the tow to his teammate to help him across the line. So Crumpets crossed the line with a second to go.
Hasn't even done him a favour here. Pigeon, 0.1 of a second down on the on the session best, but that's not really a problem. I don't think he'll improve much more. Where's JT? JT
Crumpets
is up.
Is bailed.
Yeah, JT is up here. Let's have a look. What's he going to be? He's a tenth and a half up at the moment. Yeah, this is fantastic. JT's on for pole here. I think if he gets his nice and clean. I'm slightly behind our live stream, but yeah, he's 3/10 up at the moment. This should be down into the high threes, maybe even like really high twos if he's lucky. Let's have a look. 7-3 takes pole.
takes pole by just under a tenth, by 9/100ths.
Don't think anyone else will be improving at the moment. Is Marley on a lap? Marley is on a lap, so Marley will be slightly improving himself as well. Is it going to be P8? Nice improvement there for Marley.
Yeah, there we have it. It is going to be pole for Jack Tyler.
It's a close grid, close top 4.
Very close. I mean, it's a close grid across the board. I mean, I'm not too sure why BGR SX Perry didn't come out and set a time.
Don't know if he's invalidated on all 3 laps. I don't check his race director, see if I can see that information actually. He's done 1 lap on softs and he hasn't even done it yet. So I don't know if he's. And that means, to be fair as well, because he's done that, it means the line starts 1 position higher.
Exactly.
Than where he should be, but I don't think that's particularly going to be a problem. But yeah, I mean, credit to JT taking the final pole of the season by just shy of a tenth to Stocker.
Yeah, just shy of a tenth.
Stocker, to be fair, could have gone again, but I expect he did. I think he might have done the right thing and just helped Crumpets. I mean, Stocker's not going to lose out.
He had a tow from Crumpets earlier on, and I know Stocker's very big on teamwork, so he would have. He would have given a tow back in that aspect. Yeah. Chat's going off. Jack Tyler goes in straight away with pole.
Yeah, I know exactly why he said that. He's supposed to say pole. There you go. Yeah. Thank you, JT.
JT has just been called a little try-hard by Pirate Danny, who was my shout for pole, who was just over a tenth off of him. So Pirate Danny in the mix tonight. With the boys at the top.
What I've got to bear in mind is that Danny's got a chance of beating JT here. Danny can't win the championship, but he can beat JT, and that will do him wonders for bragging rights.
Danny and Brasco are on. They are fighting for the constructors tonight.
Yeah, they are. Let's have a look at the constructors' points.
So I think McLaren are in third, with Haas in first and Aston in second.
Yeah, that's
I
right.
believe.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, Haas 511, Aston 489, McLaren 467. Sauber, who's my team, down on 280 points, and 258 of those are mine. So
Have you had a teammate this year?
I haven't. No, basically not. I haven't had a teammate all season. No. So yeah, but I mean, we obviously got a lot more numbers coming into PGR next season, season 10. So
fingers crossed. Yeah, numbers haven't been the greatest this year. It seems like we've struggled on Sundays for numbers.
We have a bit of a shame. I think it's to do with some of the maybe skill ceilings and just people trying to get availability for the right people. But again, this will be we've got to start of a new season in sort of 2-3 weeks.
Start of a new season where things have changed.
Absolutely.
Things have changed. Can't wait for the live stream and the reveal stream. I believe we've got a reveal stream this Tuesday. I'm not sure if it's for Tuesdays or Sundays, but that will be out on Tuesday, I think it is. Isn't it? Correct me if I'm wrong, Steve.
Yeah, I think reveal streams are on Tuesday. Yeah, so fingers crossed. I'm hoping I'll get a full-time teammate on Tuesdays as well. I think a more common teammate. I'm kind of. I think, to be fair, I'll probably be hoping for the likes of Scotty or Trouser maybe going into that, but we'll see.
That's not happening. that would be. Can
I have JT instead then, or someone? I mean, JT, to be fair, gets the same amount of points as Trouser does, but in just half the races because he crashes in the other half. So
yeah. So as normal, when these guys go out, we will follow the leader on lap 1. And we will have him in the rear view camera so we can see the carnage that may or may not ensue into turn 1. So JT taking us around now. Who's your shout for taking the victory today? I mean, JT's on pole, but
yeah, I mean, to be fair, the top 4 and line 8, I think all of them are quite likely. I think. Shout out to Danny and Pigeon, I think, for actually setting a really good lap. Those guys have improved massively this season. I know Pigeon's been struggling with his confidence in some of the equal tier races, but I'm kind of hoping that this P4 today has given him the confidence that he needs to, show the fact that you can actually, get up in the top tiers. And with, again, you're only 2 tenths off in Pigeon, you can get pole yourself, In terms of a win, I think, to be fair, I'm expecting. JT's got no choice. I think the fact is Stocker can afford to finish second as long as Line 8 finishes behind him. And to be fair, I think it's likely Stocker will be pushing JT to get out of the way if Stocker can afford to finish second. Because the last thing these guys need to be doing, as much as They really shouldn't be working together because we're on separate teams. The rules state you are allowed to, right? At the moment, you are allowed to work together, and I think it's they'll DRS swap for a majority of the race, and I think Stocker might just, depending on pace, just let JT finish first. I say let loosely. There's no point in pushing him out the way to get first because that'll only hamper his own race. What tyres is Lineator on? Do you actually know what tyres everyone's on at the moment?
So tyres, mate.
So
we've got
Lineator on softs. That's a really weird thing to do at the start of this race. Can he?
Yes. Soft mediums or soft hards?
I don't know. He's got. I don't know. The softs, the tyre wear. To be fair, is we've got 32 laps of this.
JT has been disqualified on the start, so
I'm sure he's overshot his mark, hasn't he?
No, he's not. He didn't overshoot it, mate. He came up about 6 foot short.
Well, fair enough.
Looking at the stream, so Stocker's already more or less rear wheeled alongside him. Let's see what he does into turn 1. Lights are out. Here we go, and the race is off. Stocker with a great start. Stocker's already got JT.
Right, I mean, fantastic up Stocker, yeah, and JT will probably yield for the moment. Just no point in giving Stocker racing stock at the moment. It's on board with Lineator actually on my stream. Lineator is caught up in a little bit of carnage at the back, but looks like everyone's got through pretty cleanly.
4 places he's up.
Yeah, unbelievable scenes. JT going to go for Stocker already? No, it's unlikely.
No, they'll probably just sit. They're in the chat together. They'll just sit.
They are. Those top 4 and Marley are all in the chat together, so I think it's unlikely those guys will be squabbling too much, at least in the early phase of the race. They can afford to, at the moment, I don't know if Zoltan has got the outright pace to keep up with that top 4. But at the moment he is doing, so credit to Zoltan staying with this team, and if he does, he's going to do his race absolutely world of good. Lineator, again, as you said, up 4 off a start. I'm expecting Lineator will be past the likes of Fawaz and maybe even Danny Brasco by the end of the second lap.
Lineator is already up 5 places into 11th. He's just overtaken Sahaviz.
Those tyres are not going to last very long. You're going to be talking maybe, I don't know, 5 or 6 laps, and they're going to be already, sort of crying out for help, really. So he's got to be actually slightly slower than normal in order to make them last as long as you might need them to. The fact is, mediums and hards, especially hards, will absolutely go to the end from a safety car from the first lap.
They will.
So as soon as there's a safety car, that's Beck's Perry.
And there's your safety car.
It's not. He's in the pits.
Oh no, he's in the pits. He's done it in the pits.
In the pit
lane.
So
he didn't qualify, and he's now pitted with JT.
Oh, Stocker's gone wide. Stocker's gone wide.
That's JT. JT hit him in the rear on my stream.
There's carnage behind as well. They're 5 abreast of 3 abreast of the cars
behind.
Zoltan, Danny, and Pigeon all squabbling position behind Stocker's car. That's a. JT has let him go.
Said we would see stuff from JT pushing.
I think he'll be apologised. I'll have a brief look on JT's stream just to see what happened there. Let's go on board with JT.
I'm watching JT, and he definitely just rear-ended.
He did. He tagged Stocker
slightly.
Tagged Stocker by accident. Yep.
He tagged him by accident.
And then I think because of that, look at Zoltan, Danny, and Pigeon all behind, squabbling for position. I think JT yielded a little bit
and here
too hard.
We go. So JT he's pushing hard, which is fair enough. He will push hard. He's definitely a hard racer, but he's gonna come under pressure now from Pirate Danny. And Pirate Danny is someone who will elbows out. He races fair. He races hard.
He does.
But Zoltan up into 4th as well.
Yeah, he's jumped Pigeon, to be fair. I think Pigeon will have him back. Pigeon actually got no overtake left. So JT will go for the lead here on Stocker.
He's gone for Stocker.
Has done. I think weaving in, sort of cutting back in front of Stocker, though, I think is the wrong thing to do at this phase of the race. It's not. There's nothing wrong with it. I think just, shutting that door on Stocker, who wouldn't have fought him anywhere, I think is a bad idea. But JT trying to stretch the gap already, look. To be fair, all they need is 2/10 on Matty, and those top 5 have disappeared. So, speaking of disappeared, Lineator still in 10th. Can't really get by this leading group, but is he going to dive inside of Fawaz? No.
He's up 6. He's struggling, I think, because there's DRS now. Now Lineator's past the slower guys, not being disrespectful, but the guys from Contender and some of the slower guys in this tier. This is where Lineator, no matter how quick he is going to struggle because the guys that he's now coming up against are regulars that he races week in, week out. Yeah. Good evening, Def Zombie. How are you? So this is where Lineator, as we said, he will probably, and his tyres as well, aren't going to be helping him, are they, Stiggy? I mean, them softs after 4 laps are going to be screaming.
They're going to be a little bit upset for sure. I think for the first sort of, I think penalty already for Kay and Osiris, but for the first sort of first 5 or 6 laps, I think he'll be fine. To be fair, he's not pushing them too hard at the moment. I expect he's relaxing, but even then, he won't. Sat in the wake of all the cars in front. He'll be using those tyres will be wearing a bit and having issues with a bit of heat issues. But again, from sort of lap 6, Lineator's got 2 choices. Either he sticks with these guys long enough to nearly a look up inside of Fawaz, but nothing doing. But I mean, he has options. You can either take I think the mediums will do about 30 laps, maybe. It's going to be really tough. They will be in puncture range at the end as Lineator dives at the inside of Fawaz. And could not get the move done. Will he switch back? He's going to do it on the brakes. Have a look. He does actually go for it. Fawaz leaves the room. Nice bit of clean racing. Fawaz doing a great job here for Williams, actually defending, well, essentially helping Pigeon out, just keeping behind him for long enough. Will Lineator go for a move here? Take it away, Maverick.
So I'm riding on board now with Pirate Danny as he's closing the gap on Jack Tyler. But in the midst of that, Pidge has managed to get Zoltan. Pigeon now sat in there as we pick up Zahifiz with a 3 seconds. So we got 2 of them on 3 seconds. Lee Webb in the pit. So we're about to see the second retirement of a Mercedes driver. There you have it. That is your second Mercedes car gone. So the boys that have stepped up from contender, realising, this ain't for me. These boys are zoom. And fair play to you for trying to step up, guys. But these boys are zoom quick.
Credit where it's due. It looks like Lineator did fall out of a second to the leading group, but already got back in it. You can see how much more pace Lineator's got, even with these tyres that are already probably sort of 30% worn already. But they might get into sort of end of lap 10 and then maybe mediums to the end or hard to the end. I think a safety car from now, every single driver, including Lineator, will move on to hards. I think the mediums will be a bit of a too risky play. Looks like I think Stocker will jump past JT here.
Yep,
as he goes,
we're going to jump on board with Stocker as he goes
just
around
lets
the
him go.
outside of JT.
Just yields nicely there. JT does
not
just
fighting it.
No, there's no point right now. They're starting to stretch the gap to the... Pigeon left the session.
Pigeon has left the session. Have you got him as a friend?
I can try and re-invite him. Yeah, I'll try and get on with it.
Yeah, re-invite him. I don't have him as a friend. So Pidge has left the session. And I think he's had a moment because Matthew and Zoltan have got him. Crumpets has now got him, but that will be due to his pace. Lineator's about to get him.
Yeah, I mean, Pigeon AI mode, obviously AI set to 41 for all PGR races, so that AI will just yield.
Apart from one race around Las Vegas this year where it was set to, I think it was 100. It wasn't turned down from the host.
Did you conveniently unplug your wheel for the whole race because you're not 100?
I conveniently went AI. when people were closing on me, I'm going AI.
Yeah. So Pigeon's back.
Pigeon's back. So Pidge has dropped all the way down to 13. So if I was Pidge, I'm going to pit now, put the hards on, and hope for a safety car to get me back in.
To be honest, once the eye comes back, Pigeon's he's got his full wings intact.
So he
I think
picks up another 3 seconds.
He's got his full wing intact, and I think Pigeon is back on board now. I think if Pigeon, he's only got to gain a second, which I know is quite a lot, but I don't think to the cars at the back that's not too much.
Not them cars around him. Pidge will be fine.
He should get back, and I think once he's back in that slipstream with basically the leading group, because he is in that leading pack still. That I think he'll be fine to carry on. Looks like JT and Stocker have swapped once more, but again,
they're swapping in both DRS positions. Stocker's having start-finish line overtake, and JT is
Danny's sticking with them now. Zoltan and Matt starting to drop off a little bit, and obviously they got Crumpets. I think, to be fair, will do what he can to keep Lineator behind. How
Crumpets
long that
will for? He would have been told to hold up Lineator as he comes through.
Absolutely.
No doubt. So, elbows out. Do not let him through. We're 7 laps in of a 36-lap race. Lineator's up 9 positions, and he is only, I say only, but when I checked on lap 5, he was 4 seconds off the leader. He's now 3 seconds off the leader. So the leaders aren't actually pulling away from him.
They're not. No, this is the power of DRS on this game is silly because there's just no there's no real dirty air. It's not significant enough to make to give DRS trains. That's the thing. So they're so powerful in this game that as long as you're in the second of the car in front, it's quite unlikely you'll lose that unless there's a significant tyre or pace difference. Which in tiers like this there isn't. But saying that, Matt has now fallen away, so there's now a break in the train. So Matt has
Yeah.
fallen away now. So what he should do is let Crumpets by and maybe give Crumpets a go at trying to get back to that leading group. Or depends, maybe it's sector specific. Has Matt got the pace in the second sector to get back into that DRS onto the Zoltan train, right?
Yeah, and there he is. He's now back in it.
Yeah.
But can he hold it through Sector 2?
Absolutely.
Lee Webb has put in the chat, internet's been playing up, boys, all the game, not sure, but the car won't rev out of 6th gear into 7th. This has happened before. Unfortunately, as Winsward has picked up 3 seconds, so Lee Webb struggling with technical difficulties there, so he's done the right thing in retiring.
Bit of a shame, but credit to Lee Webb for that one.
I had that in Miami at the start of this game. I raced with Thrustmaster and I had to change my saturation on my throttle from 100 or 0 to 80.
Oh.
Yep, I had to change the saturation. From 0 to 20 because I couldn't get full throttle. And when the likes of Craig, without being disrespectful, when Craig's flying by me and at the end of that back long straight was 3 seconds clear of me,
something's
painful.
Wrong. Yeah.
Something's wrong. So
Matty again out of DRS, but Crumpets will go by. So I think Crumpets here will have a look now as a Windsword gets another penalty. But I think Crumpets, I think, will have the pace to essentially drag him and Matt back into the train. So a good job, to be fair, for Matt's race awareness to just let Crumpets go. At the moment, it's not worth constantly fighting with the other car when you're going to lose out to DRS, because the thing is it's about maximising your race time, right? Any of these guys in the top 8 at the moment are an undercut threat to each other. As soon as one of them goes in, it's going to cause a chain reaction because they're all essentially about 2 seconds away from each other. You might pit a lap early, jump a second and a half, and that's only a second and a half, but that could be 3-4 positions. And that's a big difference.
As it stands, that second and a half would be 5 positions, as Lionator is currently 2.8 seconds off of Jay Tyler or Stocker now.
Yep.
2.6 seconds, so he is closing that gap nicely. He's maintaining and keeping his pace, and he's 10 laps on them softs and doing a good job with
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, I think Lionator will be looking to pit soon onto the hards, unless he's going to try and go for soft medium. I think if he goes soft medium, Lionator will take the lead of the race. But obviously then you're going to have drivers on, say, 5, 6, 7 lap younger tyres that will be all over him. But again, I think Lionator with the right track position, that might be all he needs. Just maintain track position. Let anybody through you like, as long as it's not Stocker. That's all he needs to do, in order to win the championship. Lionator doesn't need to win this race. He might want to prove a point that, from a qualifying band, he's going to come back and win this, just to really, show the bird to the really. I mean, you're talking some of these guys are the top 10 or 15 players in PGR,
100%.
people in this grid, and in order to sort of come back from a quali ban and say, look, I've beaten you all here, is a big thing.
And he's ill as well.
He is ill. A snotty beak for Lionator possibly, but not like it's not making him a difference right now. I'm sure he's got some Kleenex next to him, either for his snotty beak or for other reasons, as he sets an 11.0 at the end of the 10th lap.
So jumping on board with Pigeon, who is now being overtaken by Sahafiz. Into turn 1. So Pigeon's moved backwards. He's down 8 places, but obviously it's due to his disconnection. Pigeon's someone that I've raced with in the past, and
Is Pigeon had enough? Is Pigeon going to go for it? Is he going to go for it? Come on, Pigeon. Oh, Zaffies
takes the inside. They've come together. That's
bit of a touch, but
a bit of a touch.
Yeah, I could jumped off. Oh, big touch. Yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah, big touch. There was a big touch, but Safiz he's gone. Yeah. It was late with the move to the left.
I think that'll go for a report.
Sides. It will be a report.
I think it'll go for a report, but I mean, I don't think that'll be Pigeon's fault. I mean, we'll see. Maybe Pigeon turned in too soon. After all, I mean, Zahafi, to be fair, will have the rights to the apex, but as long as he gave him a car's width, then it's fair game. It's quite a hard corner to race on because it's essentially a 90-degree turn off camber, so the cars will wash to the apex anyway. As Pigeon locks up, touches the grass, calm, a little bit of karma in play there for Pigeon. But this race is not over yet, mate. Keep your head down.
No, get your head down and keep going. As we're now jumping back on board with Lionator, who is now starting to see the effects of them soft tyres.
I mean, Lionator actually jumped Marley as well there. I didn't realise Lionator jumped Marley on track. So he's making this count now as Pigeon boxes. Pigeon is in the pits. And so Zahafi's retired from the session.
He's retired in the pits.
Pigeon is going for a set of hards, so Pigeon will stay in the race.
End.
Yep. Let's have a look what we've got going on here then. So Anyone going for
So
any
we are
cheeky
riding on board
moves?
a lion, but Lineator.
Yeah, I mean,
Let's
Line 8
see
will be
if
happy
he's
in this
going to make
position
a
right
move.
now. I mean, he's made these softs work wonders, and he can relax now. If he gets a chance to goodbye, you know, your Mats and your Crumpets, even Zoltan, if he's lucky, he'll be all good news. He might have a look. Oh, no,
He
he
had a
doesn't.
wee
He
look
had a
there.
little bit of a look.
He had a little look.
The ghost eye bombs are a big thing and really helping this game. I mean, you know, it was something I'd always run on JT. JT never used to like me sat behind him because he'd just make a mistake. He's learned from that now, which is why he's in the championship fight. An outside chance, but a championship fight.
A very big outside chance, but he is in the fight, as you say.
Absolutely.
Pirate Danny is impressing me tonight. He's hanging on the back, as well as Zoltan. And I've got to say, Crumpets
and
has
Matt
joined
fighting.
the fight. So
What's Lineator seeing of this? He's just going to hamper Lineator's day. As they touch, Lineator will be looking at this, hoping, please take each other out, but just not me. So they've got it through each other quite cleanly there, though. Marley, though, needs to... Marley's not... He's just about hanging on. Marley is. I think, you know, Marley could cause an upset at the right... But Yellow's end of Sector 1. Someone's in the wall.
That is the car of
That's on
Windsword.
track. Windsword has
And
rage
that
quit
should
on
be
track.
a safety car. That should be a safety car. If not a safety, we should see a virtual at least, but we're not seeing anything.
I mean, that's a Windsword. That was a rage quit. To be fair, he was still in control of the car, and then he retired and left the session with wing damage. So, to be fair, it looks like the game has cleaned him up and got rid of him before VSC comes out. So
no VSC.
No harm, no foul.
Interesting.
To be fair,
we're obviously running reduced still.
Yeah, I think.
I believe we're. We've got Jack
contact.
Who is it? It's Matthew's gone sideways. We've got a wing. Let's jump on board and see who's lost their wing. It's not Lionator. Who has lost their wing? Crumpets, maybe?
No, so yeah, Marley's got wing damage.
Crumpets and
Marley
Crumpets
and
has got wing damage.
Someone's box. That's Lionator in the pits. Lionator's taking his chance to jump into the pits.
Yeah, is he gonna think we're gonna see a potential safety car here? Well, not a safety car, sorry, a virtual with the track on.
Yeah. I think as well, Lionator took the right chance there. He following that carnage, Lionator was 2 seconds down on the leading group. He would have had no chance of keeping up with that group at that point. So
no. So he's done the right thing because he's now going to come out in traffic.
Absolutely, yeah, there is now breaking the chain. So it looks like Crumpets and Lionator are both... No, sorry, Crumpets and Marley are both having wing damage. I think Matt's okay, and we'll find out in a minute as we see the... Yeah, I mean, look at the McLaren and the... Oh, as Matt loses the rear a little bit.
Matt is losing it. It's got to be his tyres are screaming now.
Yeah.
They're going to be hot. The sun's now come out. From the overcast start we've had, the sun's now come out, so the track's going to get warmer. And it's credit to the game makers. As much as they mess up, they do get a lot of things, the detail of it right, i.e. with the braking, with the tyres overheating due to the track temperatures. I'd expect to see Matt pit this lap because he looked like he's struggling, and I'd expect to see him throw a set of hards on.
Absolutely, yeah. I think
there you go, straight in.
There's Lionator moves on to the mediums. Crumpets 10 seconds for pit lane violation, and Matt. Oh, Matt's retired. Matt's given up. He's not happy with that at all.
Matt's had enough.
I think Crumpets might carry on here. Marley should carry on as well. As one of my mates messaged me in my live stream saying, Stiggy in the booth. Stiggy's in the booth. Stiggy in the booth. He is in the booth. I'm joining comms tonight, Squid. So thank you for your support.
So Lionator's up into P8. We look at the leader. He's 22 seconds to the leader, which means Lionator is going to take the lead of this race.
Let's have a quick look at the timings here. He
is going to be net P1. He is net P1. It is a 24-second stop here, is it? Well, not a stop, obviously. A 24 seconds in the pit lane.
I think it's about 21 seconds. So I think he'll come out.
Lionator's going to take the lead.
Bottom line is, Lionator at the moment. The thing is, at the moment, Lionator was 2 seconds behind Zoltan at the end of that accident that happened in front of him. Right, he did a good job to avoid it all, to be fair, but he lost that chain. So pitting at that point was the right thing to do. The problem you've got is as a car has pulled off track. I think that's Matt actually. He's just his car that's left the session. But he took the chance to pit because he's going to use that pace to his advantage that he's got. I think he'll probably come out. I think he'll come out. He'll come out. I think at the back of the train as opposed to in the lead of the race. That's a 9.9. That's finally into the 1 minute 9s. I don't know the lap times of the cars in front. I'll see if I can see JT's best lap at the moment. Let's have a look. See.
So
JT's best lap
Lionator
is a 10-1 at the moment on his stream.
Lionator has just taken 1.6 seconds out of them on that lap.
Yeah, so Lionator will be now looking at the lead. Bear in mind as well, all these cars that Lionator will be essentially battling will be on the hard tyres. The hard tyres won't wear out though. They won't wear out for the whole race.
No, they don't round here. Not round here.
But so Lionator will have the fastest car.
Oh,
As a car
Lionator's
spins.
just been.
I think he's been collected.
That was Kay and Osiris who did collect him, as Kane's lost a bit of his wing, so there will be damage to Lionator's car there.
Looks like both end plates are intact. Not the only damage to the sidewall.
No,
looks like
maybe he got away with it.
It's very close, but I saw Zoltan retired from the session. That's a safety car.
That is a safety car.
Stocker and Danny have been saved. JT has to pass safety car. Is JT going to do it? Safety car's going to come out. Has JT saved his race?
He has passed the safety car.
Okay, so JT's race has been saved then, luckily.
But Stocker and Danny are in the pits. They're going to come out. Lionator's now pitting for the hards.
Yeah.
Or is he going to go for another set of mediums?
Is it the mediums? Might be mediums to the end. It's absolutely a fair point to do. He's not going to gain any positions really. He might lose a couple. So JT will still take the lead. With this, sorry, one of my mates just said, "Who's doing comms with you? They're good. You're mid," is what he said to me. This is Maverick. Maverick, say hi.
Hi.
There you go. Squid, you're fat. Okay, but no. So Lionator takes a fresh set of mediums. JT will still be in the lead of this because he's obviously all drivers are tied to a Delta because he's avoided the safety car.
But JT has not pitted.
No, he will box
the guys
his lap.
are going to pass them.
I don't think he will. I don't think they will because they're
past the safety car.
Yeah, they're
past the safety car.
They're all tied to a Delta. So I don't think there'll be a problem. I think JT will retain the lead. But
until the leading driver comes up behind the safety car, then the Delta disappears, isn't it?
That's right. Yeah. So JT got really fortunate there.
Yeah, he has, and he's just pitted. So, but Stocker's just had to hammer the brakes on as we go around, as he's obviously close to that Delta. And it will be as you come around that corner. JT is now with his pedal down. Stocker, as soon as he crosses this, Stocker's coming in.
Mediums.
Stocker's coming back in the pits.
JT's put the softs on. JT's put on the soft. Danny's got a penalty.
And Danny's got 10 seconds. And JT's put the softs on. What is going on? Are they all on crack? JT's put the softs on. They're not doing 18 laps.
So no, they're not doing 18 laps. I want to know if JT's made a mistake or he's gonna. That's really weird. So Stocker's again the right idea. Put the fresh set of mediums on.
Yeah, they'll go to the end from now. 18 laps
Stocker's
on the
fight at
mediums.
the end, and the thing is, it should protect him from a Lionator as well, which it will do. Danny, however, I think will also come out in front of Lionator. Yes, he will. But JT on the softs.
What is JT thinking? JT, I know you're in the.
I'll jump in the Discord.
I know he's in the chat. I know he's in the chat. He's got to have made a mistake. He is not going to the end on them. That's wow. Someone has said oops in the chat. I'm not sure who that is, but they've said oops. Zolkazibibs. Who are you? Oh, account created February 23rd next year. Following me since 8th of September. Let's go. This is an interesting one. Stiggy's jumped into their Discord chat on his phone just to see what's happening.
So JT was on
Has
mute.
He fucked up?
So I couldn't tell. He sat on mute. I might quickly check his live stream though, but JT was on mute. I'll see if he set the wrong tyres in the pits. I'll wind it back about a lap or two. So have a look, see.
Yeah, definitely. Zoltan. Now I know who it is. Great. Cheer. Thank you for joining, my friend. And the fact that you're not in, you're still staying, so that's good.
No,
so
JT
we are
did
on
have the soft
car.
set. He did have the soft set.
He had the soft set, so
it
maybe
was a deliberate call.
Or is it that he's pitted? Now this is it. Is it a deliberate call for later on in the race? Was he going hard because he was on the mediums, wasn't he? He was going medium soft.
Yeah,
he's pitted early.
I think it's. I don't know. The thing is, I'm looking at the dash here, and he had the tyre selector dash up for essentially what's half a lap, right, under safety car conditions. I mean, he could make it.
18 laps.
To be
so
fair,
they're going to be crying at the end.
They're going to be tired. They're going to be. Oh, I mean, it's 70. It's 18 laps in it. Well, actually, it might be about 16. Plus, obviously, the car weighs a lot less now. Lionator got this to do 10. Well, 11, 10, 11 laps. So
yeah, I believe 10 it was when he came in. He came in on lap 10.
The other thing you can do as well, JT, on my mind that JT should have. No discredit to Pigeon, a second a lap quicker than Pigeon right now at the start of this. So JT could just take off, and once he's clear of that train, he can tyre save. All he's got to do then at that point is lap the same as Pigeon does, or whoever the car behind him is, which I don't think is that difficult. As soon as he's a second and a half second clear, 2 seconds clear, he just needs to maintain the gap. He doesn't need to push any harder to extend that lead, right? Is it possible? Maybe.
I mean, the one thing that's helping JT right now is, yes, he's in P1.
Yeah.
We've got Stocker in P4 with his championship rival in P6. The only car separating them is that of the Williams of Fawaz. So the two leading championship drivers are going to be coming.
Yeah, but even then, to be fair, I mean,
together
Fawaz,
within a lap or two.
Even though Fawaz is actually in theory safety car in this lap, that's a late call.
Yes,
that's a really late call. But all drivers go at the end here, apart from JT and maybe Marley. That's gonna be a hard call. Pigeon will go to the end. Pigeon's had his race saved. To be fair, credit where it's due. He kept up in the race.
Within a shout.
Yeah, he is. Maybe we'll see. When's JT gonna go?
We're riding on board with JT. We're looking at the rear view, waiting for them. The revs are picking up. They're picking up slowly, and we're expecting him to go. And he's about, and there he goes. He drops the hammer and off he goes. Yep. And he's caught Pigeon's napping.
Warming up the tyres already.
Warming up the tyres down the straight. Yeah, he's going to be struggling on them. Let's see if anyone's kept their tyres nice and warm. It should be that of JT on the soft. Already half a second clear after 2 corners.
Yeah, I'm expecting JT will use this time wisely just to get as much heat in the tyres as possible and get away. I think Marley might be going for a move on Atmos. No, he's going to push him round.
Jumping on board with Stocker now, as Stocker's now about to make a move round the outside. Stocker's got to be careful there, because Danny Brasco and Stocker nearly came together. I don't know if Brasco was aware that he was on the outside of him as he pushed him onto the grass there. Let's see if Stocker can keep with him, and then, up the inside. Stocker likes a move. There we go, round the outside. Little tap, and then he's got the inside line. Stocker's gone. Brasco has been in the chat saying, I'm so slow here. Brasco, you're P4, my friend. Keep going.
Yeah, Marley has overtaken Atmos. Admittedly, I think there was going to be a corner cut in there for him, but he has now got on the back of Lionator. Marley could go and try and see if he can get rid of Lionator, but the tyres are the same age. This will be a really tough call, as JT has gone the fattest lap and has also cleared that second lead to Pigeon.
He has cleared the second. So Stocker now riding on board with the German. He is 5 tenths off of the back of...
Lionator's fighting Fawaz and Brasco.
Yeah, Lionator has got Fawaz, so Lionator now less than 8 tenths behind PGR Stocker right now as they're challenging each other, soon to be on track, but they are off the track challenging for this championship. By 1 point Stocker leads, as Lionator has missed the last 2 weeks, leading us to have this showdown in Brazil.
Here come the fireworks. This is what we've been waiting for 21 laps then. Lionator versus Stocker, 1 point in it. Let's see who's going to...
German versus German as well, I believe.
Yeah, I think it is, Yep, so I'd expect to be fair, a little bit of respect between these two guys, but they've had their fair share of accidents between them. JT again has just taken off. Looks like Pigeon, to be fair, I mean, has just given up.
Pigeon's on the hards as well, isn't he?
He's on the hards, yeah.
He's on old hards. He's going to the end. He needs another safety car. We could see everyone jump to softs, but I don't think JT's going to win this race. Not just because of his out-and-out pace, because he has that. It's because I don't see them softs hanging on to the likes of... Stocker's now got Pigeon. So Stocker's just put a car between him and Lionator, and that is that of Pigeon. Yep. Stocker needs to do everything he can now to get on the back of Jack Tyler as soon as he can. We have a caution, sector 1. It's yellow, and that is that of Kay and Osiris in the Red Bull, I believe. And it is, so it's the Red Bull having a moment in turn 1. But Stocker's got to get on the back of Jack Tyler. Otherwise...
I'll be able to see what efforts. Obviously, if Pigeon can stay with Stocker, it'll do him a favour and just keep Lionator at bay for a little bit longer. You can see how much actually, Pigeon's trying to charge his battery, but he's not doing him any favours here.
And Stocker's got battery problems as well, with only having 40%.
They all do. Pigeon goes up Lionator on the inside of Pigeon into the fast right, like the slow
and
right.
Lionator's got the job done. Pigeon ghosted for a second
there.
That
was quite weird. I wonder if there's a bit of connection issues there, but... Not a problem for Lionator. It's not going to bother him at all. As Lionator now...
8 temps down, so Lionator is on the back of Stocker as they're about to come over the DRS detection. He will have DRS on this lap. Stocker just needs to do what he can do now and just drive the way he drives and try and
Pigeon's going for it. Pigeon.
Go on, Pidge.
Go on, Pigeon. He's going to do it. Go on, Pigeon.
We're supposed to be impartial, but
Pigeon. Go on, Pigeon. Pigeon on the hard tyres goes
What a
down
battle
the
we've got.
outside of Lineator, and he's got the
Just
DRS still. Lineator to the outside to the grass, they're
side by
side by side.
side by side. Pigeon
Pigeon's
drops
had to
in.
yield, but it's a fantastic work there from Pigeon. Nearly, credit to Pigeon.
We
there.
are impartial. We
Yes.
are impartial.
We will give
would
the
like
same
to let
support
that
to
know.
anybody else.
Yes.
We won't. Go on, Pigeon.
No, we won't.
But
Pigeon, the people champ. He is the people's champ.
he is. We love you, Pigeon.
Oh, we love
but
you, Pidge.
He's done a
With
good
your
job
sweaty,
there,
sexy
just to stretch,
But he's
make
been dropped by
Lineator
Lionator now, so
He has,
Stocker
but-
has closed the gap by 3 tenths to Jack Tyler.
Yeah, I think it really proves those. I mean, Stocker's pace for a first thing, Lineator's pace. I mean, to be fair, he's taken a second out of Pigeon in essentially what's a sector.
Yeah. So Lionator's got the bit between his teeth now.
He has. So this is it then.
Definitely.
23 laps in, we've got the three
Here we
people at
go.
the top of the championship, all
And they're
fighting
all-
for the same piece of tarmac.
Yep, this is it. I mean, if we look at the championship points, who has fastest lap at the moment? Jack Tyler does, doesn't he?
JT. So it's going to
Because
be.
I'm going to throw it out there. Stocker could finish third with fastest lap, and the championship is tied.
Is it? I don't know.
I
if there's-
believe. I don't know how many points is it.
I'll have a look. You keep
Have a
doing it, I'll
look.
have a look for you.
Have a look, because this could come into play. Fastest lap.
No.
Could come into play.
So it's 50 points for first, 42 for second, 37 for third. So
right,
no,
so there's
it's not
no,
gonna be
it
enough.
can't. It's
No.
lower down where it'll come into play.
Yeah, exactly. So I think whoever finishes in front here, out of the McLaren and the Haas, will win the championship. JT again with the outside chance,
Yep.
but JT's doing everything he can right now.
He's
but-
doing what he can do, and all he's got to do is hope that Stocker, the two Germans, come together.
Yeah.
If they come together, then JT stands a chance. He needs
Yeah.
45 points.
So-
he needs these two to DNF for the
He does.
championship.
He needs especially with the amount of cars that are left right now. But again, we'll just keep on going what happens right now, and we'll see. I mean, looks like again Stocker's taking more time out of JT, but Lineator has. Actually, fair. Lineator's only maintained a gap to Stocker.
He is only maintaining it. So Stocker now, and they're both. Well, they're similar ERSs. Stocker's got a little bit less, but he'll charge up through the windy section. But they are taking time out of Jack Tyler.
Yeah, I can see
so-
the complaints on that front already. JT's Alpine just sliding about on the front nose already.
Yeah, 1.8 seconds. Stocker needs to probably think about, because Lionett has now got that gap down to 4 attempts, but Stocker will pull away through sector 2. Let's hope that we can get within a lap of DRS for Stocker, and then they can all just battle it, and they close the gap up and battle. But what we have got here is Jack Tyler on softs that are going to be screaming in about 5 or 6 laps time.
Yeah,
The
absolutely.
championship leader by 1 point is being followed by second place Lionator by 5 attempts. Lionator coming through the field. It's been made easier with the 6-7 DRSs, or the 6 DNFs, sorry, that we've had tonight, and the safety cars, but they've all pitted. They've all been on different strategies at some point in this race, but finally they've all come together, apart from Pidge, who's on the hards and they're rolled hards.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've said now, Lineator only just stays in DRS, actually. The gap was over
No,
a
he's not.
second.
Oh, he has just got it.
Just got it,
Wow.
but at the detection point. But again,
He
the pace
charged
has
his
dropped
battery.
off. Yeah, so I mean, how much has Stocker got? Stocker's got no battery
19,
left.
he's got
Lineator
no
has a
battery
full
left.
tank. So yeah, this is. I think Lineator will put the pressure on Stocker here now and just bring that gap back down.
Crumpets picks up a 10
that's gonna be,
seconds.
I think curtains for Crumpets. I think maybe he'll stay out a little bit longer, but it could be curtains for him.
That's normally the end. Yeah, you're going to be 2 sectors down by the time you leave that pit entrance. I mean, he already had a 10 seconds, so he's just served it. And credit to the lad, he's coming back out, but he has got another 10 seconds.
Yeah, it's a bit of a shame there for Crump, but yeah, it's.
So Lionator is he's outside
at both.
DRS.
Stocker's
Stocker's just
JT's backing
inside.
up. JT's backing up.
JT's backed up
backing
Stocker
up.
to get him through.
Yeah, he's-
Stocker's charged his battery massively there as
To be
well.
fair, I mean, I don't want to call JT saying he has actually backed up, but I mean, he's lost a sort of half
But
a second
he's
a lap.
lost off.
to-
Yeah, he has. But them softs could be gone. He's driven
Yeah.
the socks off of them.
Stocker's got it,
But
and now Lineator has not got DRS
Lionator
anymore.
has not got DRS. So is this where we see Stocker overtake? Now I can see why you didn't want to be involved tonight.
Yeah,
But
this
is this
is-
where we see, down this back straight, do we see Stocker overtake Jay Tyler, and Jay Tyler sit there and say, "You ain't coming through, Mr. Lionator"?
I don't know. Let's have a look.
do
JT,
we see that?
Just checking warnings, anything here.
But
Looks like-
Lionator has just picked up DRS on Stocker, but that will be because he's in the dirty air of Jay Tyler. So let's see. Oh, Lionator's run wide. That will be a track limits there.
Trying to find out if we can see any of the warnings for the drivers here so far, but I mean, looks like Lionator's got a lot of collisions with people for accidental taps here and there. JT, I think, has 2 warnings for track limits at the moment, I think. Let's have a look. Lionator, another collision. Brief collision with
Another
someone.
collision.
Lionator does have at least 1 warning for track limits. And Marley, 3-second penalty. Oh, Stocker loses the rear. This is
Stocker lost the rear there. Now he's under pressure.
Take it away, Mav. Go on.
So we've got Lionator now as Stocker's lost the rear. Lionator is coming up the hill. He will be. There's the overtake. It's on. So overtake is on. Stocker is also not burning. They've switched off. Both of them are running hot lap. Lionator and Stocker both with the DRS open. Are we going to see it into turn 1? We're going to jump on board with PGR Stocker as he makes a move on Jack Tyler. Jack Tyler's let him go, and now will we see Stocker pull away? Lionator needs to get past Jack Tyler, but he's pushing him around that corner. So Jack is Jack backing him up? No, it's hard to tell, but Jack is following. Oh my God! Stop! Oh, they've come together. Jack and Lionator had a love tap there. Yeah, someone got impregnated.
Yeah, I mean this is getting a bit zesty now, but you know, let's see what happens. All fair in love and war.
There is definitely a championship on the line here.
There is, yeah. Stocker moved over there to give JT slipstream, which again is allowed. There is no rules against it in this currently in this season. I don't know if it would be allowed in next season's game to do that. In terms of like next season in PGR season 10. But again, that is currently allowed. You know,
we can now.
Yellows.
Canis Iris, we've got a safety car.
Safety car. JT's race has been saved.
Safety car. JT's race has been saved. What does Stocker do now? Does he go soft?
JT's got a box to mediums here. I think JT would be stupid to stay out. As JT's backing up a little bit.
Stocker's boxing for Stoffs. Does Lionator stay out? Don't get a 10
Lionator
second.
Stays in.
Lionator has come in as well. So the top 3 have all pitted. What does Pidge do? Pidge pits. What does Farwaz do? Does he pit?
I think the only person
I'd expect to see the whole group here.
Everyone's out. Yeah, Soccer onto softs. JT, what does he do? Is it going to be a new set of softs for JT? Or is he softs for JT as well? And Lionator?
JT has been. Is he going to come out ahead of Lionator?
Everyone on fresh softs.
Danny Brasco has stayed out.
Right, okay. Danny
Brasco has stayed out.
I mean, you might as well. I mean, last time this happened for me, I got taken out in Saudi Arabia. Last time I decided to stay out.
Danny Brasco's on yes, and Danny Brasco's on 14 odd lap hards.
Yeah.
So Canis Iris has left the session.
Right, okay.
We're on. We are on. Danny Brasco is going to have something to say about this championship. Stocker's going to come by. What is Jay Tyler going to do? Is he going to back up and try and keep Lionator behind and hand the championship to Stocker? In effect, Stocker has won it. He has driven it. It's not just this one race.
I think
it's based on.
I think there's a problem at the moment. I don't know if they'd be very happy with the sort of colluding to championship levels. I think JT, to be fair, Stocker was right to give JT the slipstream because after all, it's benefits Stocker
100%.
to have JT over. I mean, it'd be good to see. I don't know if Lionator will be reporting the accident. I don't know if it was a force off the track or something between JT.
No, there was space for the car. I was on board behind both cars. There was space. I mean, I know we all rib Jack Tyler. We rib him to bits about his etiquette.
Is that a wing I've just seen bouncing off the track?
That is a piece of wing that Brasco has just lost from chewing on the tailpipe of the safety car.
He has, yeah. Brasco has no... Right, so Brasco, I think, at this point, will pit for a set of softs. Yes,
there
he is.
Goes.
So Brasco will put on or I don't think he'll retire. Don't get a penalty, Brasco. Just about gets it stopped.
But what we're going to see here is this safety car out for another 2 laps. Because you've got the McLaren of Crumpets that will be allowed to catch up. It's only the last 2 or 3 laps where it doesn't let that happen. So I'd expect to see the McLaren of Crumpets catch up. Well, maybe. We know we're going to see Brasco, but
Crumpets isn't out of this. Crumpets isn't out of this yet. To be fair, I mean, don't think he should be driving this quickly because of the tyre wear, but I mean, here we go again. I mean,
he's 40 seconds down.
Yeah, I think he'll catch up in time.
He'll catch up before the safety car comes in. Like I say, I think it'll go around one more time after this. Jack Tyler's jumped in the chat. Let the chaos begin in capitals. Jack, don't kill anyone, please, mate. Pirate Danny has called Brasco a dick in the chat. Where is Pirate Danny? He's in 5th place. Someone we've not really covered too much as we've been riding on board.
I think he meant Brasco. You did because Brasco boxed. I
After
think
he
that's
hit the
kind of
safety
why.
car. Because he hit the safety
Yeah,
car.
I think he did. Yeah, so.
Oh, that sucks. That does, Danny. Danny Brasco mounting the safety car. That poor safety car.
I know, to be fair. I don't know if I want that. Bert Marland has been through enough since Monza. Just give him some time to
give him a break.
Out. So I think, to be fair, is Crumpets going to...
We're going to get a late shout.
I wonder if Crumpets is going this lap. Crumpets has caught up.
Yeah,
so,
Crumpets
again,
caught up.
Fine then. Stocker now back at the pack. So
here we go. We're going to jump on board with PGR Stocker in the rear view camera, and we're going to see when he goes. Will he go early? Jack Tyler went as we came across the pit entrance. When's Stocker going to go? As he's weaving, he's slowing.
He's free to go from now because safety car is now ready to the pit lane. So I think Stocker will... Yeah, he's gone. There you go.
He's gone. And he hasn't caught them sleeping. So Jack Tyler now with Lionator behind him. Jack's got to keep Lionator behind him for Stocker here. Not that they'll be teammates. Jack Tyler's got wobbly through there as he's mounted the curb. He's held onto it really well, as you've seen it from the rear view.
I think Lionator might go for it. No, JT's actually defending here. Lionator doesn't see a point in going just yet.
We're jumped on board with Jack Tyler now. We're looking at the rear view. We're watching Lionator back away, and then he has... Oh, Lionator's having to get out of the throttle through there.
A bit of a lock up there from Lion, yeah, but again, nothing bad. JT's going to be charging that battery up now. He's defending. Stocker again, also charging that battery.
6 laps to go. Your current championship leader is leading the race, and he is winning the championship based on tonight's race.
Yep.
Are we going to see a last lap battle?
Maybe. I mean, what I don't know is what does JT do in the situation? He's in quite a weird position here. I think what he needs to avoid doing is losing the rear on the exit. That's the first thing he needs to avoid doing, which he's just done. So that's a bad problem there for JT.
As Lionator is now coming for him.
He's having a look. Next thing he needs to do is, not deliberately make anyone's life easier than another person.
Lionator's gone for him. There's a lunge into turn 1. Are they going to come together? They've locked up. JT has still held the line. That's
very
great
clean,
racing from
very
them both.
clean. Yeah, very clean between them both there. I think that's half expected as Lionator will have DRS. I don't think he'll go for him though. I think
so is JT though.
Pigeon again. Pigeon's caught up. Charlator, no, just looking.
Lionator having a look, so he's going to be trying to make Jack Tyler make an error here. As we all know, he can be prone to it. Earlier on in his career and when he was racing, you do that ghost dive down on him, he will then be expecting it, and he will be prone to a lock-up or a mistake. And there we go again from Lionator. I'm just going to have a little look. I'm here. He will see them red arrows move left and right all across the bottom of his screen.
Filling JT's mirror right now and just making JT kind of probably tell Stocker to push a little bit harder, give him in, because there's obviously one thing sitting behind a drive, but he needs to have that bit of room to make his own mistake. He doesn't want to push Stocker off track for no reason. JT does not want to be the reason why either driver wins or loses this.
But I'm about to throw this at you. Pidge is less than 2 temps, or he was less than 2 temps on the back.
Pigeon's got a lot of battery. Lionator hasn't got any battery left. Is Pigeon?
Here comes Pidge. Is he going to go for it? We're jumping on board.
Fawaz goes purple. Session best. Fawaz here.
So we're riding on board with Pidge.
So I think
this is it. Here comes Pidge.
JT going for Stocker here, I think. Oh no, he's not. JT actually yielding to Stocker right now. Is he going to go for it?
Here comes Pigeon. Is Pigeon going to make a move up the inside? He's holding back. JT has just
tagged him a little bit, but
JT has overtaken Stocker and put Stocker into Lionator.
Yeah, he has. So that was quite a late move there for JT. To be fair, but Stocker and Lionator means they're together now. So JT, I think, did the right thing for his own race. Lionator down the inside.
Lionator's had a dive bomb up the inside.
Stocker's still there,
but Stocker's got the inside line now, but Lionator's going to take the inside as Stocker will now yield. A little bit. There we go. Into
look at this.
Wow, side by side. Credit to them. That's class, boys.
I think that's fair racing there. I think they're a little. I mean, you're rubbing his racing a little bit with this, as long as you're not doing anything too malice. But I think both drivers clean. To be fair, neither of them will be happy with that. But I think both it was clean. I think
TV. Good hello. Yeah, it was clean, mate.
Pigeon,
definitely
clean.
Come
on, Pigeon. He's back.
Come on, Pigeon. Oh, they'll go 3 wide into turn 1, and Stocker's been overtaken by Lionator. He's got to try and get this position back. Oh, here we go. Down the back straight. Jack Tyler, what are you going to do?
JT needs to keep to the left here.
JT's in trouble here.
But he's in trouble.
Keep to the left.
Needs to keep to the left.
And he's gone right.
Yeah, it's nice defence there.
Stocker now needs to try and get round with 3 laps to go.
Pigeon's been jumped by Danny.
Yeah, Danny Brasco getting involved. So the top 5 or top 6 have gone and have opened up a 2-second gap to the 7th. But here we go. What can
Fidget
we
and
see?
Fawaz do not need to take each other out here. They're both in the team here. But
They just
this
they're
is...
bringing it home.
Yeah, let's just see what happens here. Lineator all over. Oh, Stockers on
Oh,
Stockers off the wing!
Lineator's brake checked! Is that a brake check, or has he just
I
missed
don't
his
know.
braking point?
I don't know
couldn't
if it was.
see. I don't
Stocker's
know.
out of this race now. So
Yeah,
Stocker's out of this
Stocker's
race.
gone. He's now going to
They've
have
hit
to
each other
try and-
again. Both no
What?
wings.
No,
Both drivers got
That's-
no wing. Stocker and
that's
Lineator have both got damage.
Yeah, Lineator hit the back of Jack Tyler. Stocker hit the back of Lineator. Now Stocker's gone into P2.
Here we
with
go. Gloves
2
are off
laps to
now.
go.
Here we go. JT's life. JT could still win this championship. Here we go. Start and they've hit each other.
And
There
all
you
three
go.
are out. Oh, there you go. It
God's
was
sake.
coming.
Bloody York, bloody disgrace. I mean, this
That's
is silly.
shocking.
This
I'm
is.
sorry, but that's just killed. Stocker's down in 6th now. Jay Tyler is down in 5th. Lineator in 3rd.
Yeah,
That's going to the stewards.
That was poor. I think, to be fair,
That was poor.
You know, Lineator's got damage. JT won't be happy with this at all. I think JT, has got a full wing. He does. So Lineator and Stocker both have damage. To be fair, but I mean, I don't. We need to JT's dive bomb Lineator. Which fair, looked like it was a clean move actually. But obviously Lineator had no defence.
There was 3 of them in the corner, 3
just
wide,
silly.
and they've all just locked up. It was silly going into there.
Yeah,
But Stocker's not going to give this up as he's now right behind Lineator, Jack Tyler, who has the full wing. So let's see, can Stocker now, 5 temps back, can he, with more battery...
I think he only has a bet. I think Stocker's wing is in slightly better condition than Lineator as well. I don't know if
so
Lineator
here
is
comes
prepared to give this
Stocker,
up.
as they're now about to start the last lap. What's Stocker going to do? Is he going to have a dart go into turn 1 and repay the favour? He's all over the rear.
Here we go.
Is he going into turn 1? No, he's going to go up. I would say Stocker is going to go
Up and over.
into the end of this corner, but he's too far back. He's 5 temps.
He's too far back.
He's too far back. He's now gonna have to have a lunge.
I think this will be
the insides.
I think this will be settled in the stewards' room. I don't know who was at fault for what happened at the start there. Oh no, maybe not. Looks like Lineator went really wide.
Here we go.
Stocker's
Lineator's run wide. Stocker is all over the rear. Is he going to go up the inside? No.
No, it doesn't look like it's Stocker's not. I think it's no, nothing there from Stocker. But
Nothing at the moment, but we're
Pirate
going to see him.
Danny's gonna win
Stocker's
the race,
charging.
though.
I did say at the start, Pirate Danny for the win. But here we go. Stocker's charged. He has got ERS.
Yeah, I mean, Lineator
has got Lineator. Yeah, he's got more as well. Here we go. Are we going to see a move at any point from him? He needs to get a better exit here and get the power down, and that he has. So he's got the power down.
This is it. Pirate Danny wins
This
the
is
race.
it.
Pirate
Danny wins the race, and this is the championship right now. Lineator currently going to take the championship. Oh, that'll be Jack Tyler. Was that Jack Tyler?
So, I mean,
we have it.
Okay, so let's focus on the first thing first. Pirate Danny, brilliant job winning the race, mate. Again,
well
you've
done,
kept yourself
beat
clean,
that Pirate
well
Danny.
deserved. Fawaz brings it home to second place. I think in the end, with a clean race, JT comes home in third. I mean, brilliant job from all 3 of those guys, firstly. Well, Fawaz and Danny, let's give them the credit first. We'll move on to the other 3 at the end.
Jack Tyler has just dropped in my chat. Sorry to cut you off, Stiggy, but Jack Tyler's gone in the chat and gone fucking stupid. Absolutely stupid.
Yep.
Danny Brasco's gone in. Well, that's it, Danny boy. Fawaz, now line 8. Here we go. It's gone off in the chat. We can read it live. So... here we go. It's gone straight in there. PGR Stocker out Lineator. Why? No need for that. You have the pace and it was 3 laps to go. Fawaz has put in now at Lineator. You wrecked my wing. So there's going to be reports going in. We're going to go and get... who's on the podium? Pirate Danny.
Danny wins the race.
Danny's won the
Fawaz
race.
takes fastest
and
lap.
Jack Tyler. We're getting Jack Tyler and Pirate Danny in because I don't have Fawaz on PlayStation. So we're going to try and get Jack Tyler and Fawaz into the podium chat.
Yeah, I mean, I'll guess you on. Have you got a more of I can think I can.
Yeah, you invite them in, Stiggy. Invite them in, and we'll have a chat with Pirate Danny. I've got them both, but you can invite them in.
Danny, I know Danny's not on PlayStation. I think JT
Danny is on PlayStation. I've got Danny on PlayStation.
Yeah, I don't know if I think he normally plays through his plays with his PC. That was on a PC. So
he jumps on. I think he jumps on with the app. But let's have a look anyway. I'll see if I can get. I'll see if I can get him in via. Danny, where is he? Pirate Danny. Where are you, lad? Jay Tyler's joined. Jake, keep it quiet for a moment, please, mate. We're just going to get Pirate Danny in.
I haven't got him.
I've got him. I've added him on. I've got him on PlayStation. So we'll see if he joins. We'd like the race winner to join, but we have got P3 in. It's just a shame. We said at the start we didn't want it to go to the Stewards' Inquiry for a win, but it's going to. Don't know if Pirate Danny is joining. We'll just check the stream chats. Give us a minute, lads, and he's going to join. So we are going to have Pirate Danny in the chat very shortly. We'll wait for him to join. But what, Stiggy?
Yeah,
what did you make of that race?
Especially while JT sat on mute for time being. I mean, you know, it was a great race, clean up until the last 5 laps. I mean, what I saw, I think, is I saw Stocker hit JT's rear wing. Now, I don't know. This was going into the final corner. No, well, at the end of the first something, right? I don't know if JT braked early, Stocker braked late, right? But there was tap and Stocker lost his wing, right? And then we saw Lineator essentially do the same thing to Stocker. Lineator hit Stocker's rear wing, Lineator got damage, right? And then, I mean, you had essentially all 3 of them went for the same piece of space, and all of them went off track. I mean, personally speaking, I think regardless of the championship, we need to see the reports and the footage from each person's POV, because I don't want to make any big assumptions.
We can't make
but
any
from what I saw there,
assumptions.
I would penalise them all, firstly, because I think there's a level of respect that needs to be maintained within racing, right? What we don't know, admittedly, is who caused what. You know, was any of it in retaliation? Was any of it an accident? What we do know is the 3 of them all went for the same piece of space into turn 1. That's what I'm actually bothered about, is you had Lineator down the inside of JT and Stocker. Stocker went round the outside of JT. JT had nowhere to go. So actually, weirdly, JT actually don't think is actually at fault for the turn 1 incident. But you had Stocker and Lineator both diving up to get impatient. Now, I, as a steward, and I'd be fair if I was a steward in this, I'd penalise, I think, both Lineator and Stocker, for unsportsmanlike behaviour.
Yeah.
Both diving up the inside. You both got broken wings. I mean, you know, I think Lineator's move was late down the inside, and he just straight up didn't get it stopped. I don't know if Stocker's move was on. Did JT yield to let Stocker by? You know, or just give him that space. I think this is all something that will come out on the stewards' reports, which we'll see
definitely
post-race. Now, Danny, Pirate Danny's in the chat. JT, please stay muted. But Danny, well done. Firstly, great job on the win, mate. Patience again has brought you a virtue, so well done.
Yeah, it has, mate. Thank you very much. Cheers.
Pirate Danny. Pirate Pookie, as you shall be known as going forward. Solid race, mate.
Well, other than when I pitted and got the drive-through.
Yeah, you got a 10-second penalty for that.
You got 10 seconds as well, and you've won the race.
Second, yeah.
Mate, the rest of this tier's washed.
Am I right in saying, so, Danny, you won the race. JT finished, at the moment at least, let's assume 3rd. What's the gap between you guys on points?
15, isn't it?
The gap is 15. So, okay, so at the moment, JT still retains the position in front of Danny on points. Subject to stewards' reports. I mean, the gap would be 2 points, Danny, between you both. But you did everything you could today. But it isn't over. But well done. You kept your nose clean once more. This is the exact same thing that happened in Saudi Arabia, with myself involved in that as well, where there was impatience, people dive bomb me, and you stayed clean and took the win on track, fair and square. So really well done, Danny.
Thanks,
solid. Talk us through your race, mate.
Yeah, it was first stint was basically sticking onto the back of Stocker and Jay Tyler, pulling myself along, and obviously the safety car come out just as me and Stocker pitted, which was fortunate in a way, but I mean we were pitting that lap, and then
play the lottery, mate.
At that point, we went to shit. At that point, we decided to box again for mediums because the mediums are better tyre, and then got the 10-second penalty, which forced me to pit again because I didn't want to keep it on, and. Yeah, it was obviously late safety car again then, just kind of spiced it all back up and just kept out of trouble.
Yeah, no, definitely, mate. Well, you definitely impressed us throughout. I mean, especially keeping up with them, the quick boys at the front. I mean, you can now put yourself in that mix, mate. I know you won't, very humble as you are, but you can put yourself in the mix. This isn't an easy track to stay within DRS of someone, especially with the amount of turns through Sector 2 and the dirty air that washes off the back of the car in front of you. It is difficult, and credit to you there that you've kept up with some very quick boys, and even when Lionator's come through, you've kept him behind you at times. You've also battled with him hard. So yeah, a great race from you, mate. In that aspect, from where we were watching, couldn't fault you, mate. Apart from your 10 seconds, and you didn't spin on a formation lap.
Yeah. All
Um,
right.
we got to get it in, mate. Last race of the season for
I'm
you.
from Birmingham.
He's from Birmingham.
Right. Yeah, I
Kids.
mean, great job, Danny. Really good job, mate. Really well deserved.
Cheers.
I think what I want to know, Danny, before we go, or before we unmute JT, is
Yes.
did you hear any of the? What were your thoughts on those sort of like final 4 laps between those 3 guys?
I mean, I had a prime kind of viewing on it. There was, yeah, it was obviously a lot of kind of. It was quite clean to start off with. I mean,
It did look the
Stocker and
case.
Lineator were going wheel to wheel for like 4 or 5 corners, and there
Yep.
was no contact. And then the lap later, it just kind of all kicked off at that point. I don't know what happened, but Stocker lost a bit of wing. Then Lineator, I think, lost a bit of wing, and then obviously then the turn 1 incident happened where I
So
don't know what the
specifically
cause
on
of it,
T1, yeah. So what was your take? Because all I saw really, all me and Mav saw was essentially JT in the middle, Roadstocker went around the outside with wing damage, and Lineator dive bombed them both, kind of thing. Well, not
Yeah.
dive bomb, went for a move up the inside and then careered all 3 of them off the exit of T1. What do you think?
It was. I mean, I was mainly paying attention on just making the corner myself. To be fair, but
Yeah,
from what I saw-
valid. Yeah.
there was a lot of movement, and obviously Stocker was on the outside, I think, and Lineator went down the inside, and he looked like he went really deep, and as soon as he made contact with, I think Jack was in the middle, that was it. They were all going off.
Yeah, as soon as you go deep in turn 1 with cars on the outside, you're collecting them.
Yeah.
And you are at fault now. The thing is, have you gone deep intentionally? It'll all come out in the stewards. It will be reported. I'm just reading through the chats now.
Yeah.
So it'll definitely get reported, and we'll see what happens. But from me on you, Pirate Danny, great race, mate.
Well done, Danny. Really well deserved. Did it again, mate.
Superb, mate. And
Good job.
going to give you driver of the day, mate. Commentator's driver of the day from me, and I think Stiggy might agree.
No, I disagree because he's from Birmingham. No, I mean, agreed. No, I mean, to be fair, Danny, you drove really well. That was a really good job. I think, racing alongside with you in other tiers, I know what you're capable of, and I know that, similar to me, you race when necessary, and you don't instigate. You're one of the people that, only ends fights, not starts them, in terms of racing manoeuvres. And again, that paid off for you today. You proud of finishing that race in first simply by keeping your nose clean. It makes all the difference sometimes. your patience is what gives you that win. No discredit to your pace there. You were quick as well, but I agree with Mav. You deserve driver of the day and the win as well.
Solid effort.
Really well done.
And now we're going to move on to, as we don't have Fawaz, so we don't have a P2 in a podium chat, we're going to move on to Jack Tyler. Now, Jack, obviously, before you come in here dropping F-bombs and C-bombs, all right, mate, there's children in the audience, all right? I know you're frustrated, mate. We will get to that incident. We're not going to start to that. Took P1, mate, on pole.
Yeah.
Struggled on the softs, though, it looks like, from our point of view, mate. You were quicker on the mediums. Stiggy did allude to it in the chat that you always seem to do your first stint on your mediums, and you're quite quick on them mediums. And it was proven so tonight. Why did you struggle so much on the softs?
They started overheating. So tyre temps fluctuated quite a bit. I got to the point where I went about 2.5 seconds ahead of Stocker. Carcass temps and surface temps just got a bit too high, and I struggled in the second sector specifically. It wasn't like I was slow. I was still doing nines. I was still doing low, like mid to low nines, mid to high nines. So it wasn't slow, but it was just one of those where just overheating. So when Stocker got past me, I knew I was going to cool the tires down. I knew I had a very angry line behind me. But obviously then something happened in turn 4, Hamilton Verstappen-esque, as Stocker called it in the Discord. But it's just that's racing. Hard but fair racing, in my opinion. Then late safety car come out, and as I said in the chat, let the chaos begin. And
I'm gonna hand this bit over to Stiggy. I mean, I've got my views on it. Stiggy will have
Yeah,
his on it.
I mean-
You're gonna have yours. And
No,
probably
thanks, Mav.
all three are different. But Stiggy, take it
I
away
think-
on this incident at the end.
Yeah, what I saw at the end of that race, JT, was, I mean, you know, I saw. I think it was you were leading. Stocker was second, then Lineator. I think was actually third at this point. Going into the, I think it was either in the middle sector, just after the fast right. I think like the big fast right
Yeah.
in sector 2.
Yeah.
Did you? I thought either. I mean, I saw Stocker lose an end plate, right? And you know, obviously, I'm not expecting you to admit fault here, but were you braking significantly early there, or was it just Stocker missed the braking zone, or was
Stocker
it just
didn't hit me. He hit Lineator. Lineator hit me.
So, yeah, but I'm trying to work out what happened where because because obviously what I mean I don't remember it fit completely, but what I saw.
So
Go on.
I was going to say, so going into the right before the fast left at the sector 2 split,
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. I think Stocker said Lineator broke early. So when Stocker hits Lineator, and I'm going into Jun Sao, the last proper corner,
Yeah.
and I'm doing my braking point, and I think Lineator goes a bit deep. I'm
Yeah,
turning
so I
in.
saw Lineator
and he
hit his
hits
wing
me.
on you, and because obviously what I don't know is how did Stocker lose his wing prior to that? I didn't know if he hit Lineator.
He hit
you.
Lineator. He did the same thing happened to Stocker and Lineator. What happened to me and Lineator?
Right. Okay.
The
so
exact same thing in
just
two corners.
slightly earlier on in the lap, and the Stocker was still recovering from
Yeah.
that. Okay.
Yeah.
So that was the first thing. So I guess so you think those wing damage mistakes were I think do you reckon they're both essentially no further action because it was just. Someone missed the braking zone. Someone went deep. There was no
Yeah.
brake checking going on. Is that what I'm trying to determine?
No.
here?
No,
So that was fair. People
nothing
got
like that.
people got impatient.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're going down into turn 1 then. Obviously,
Yeah.
you're now recovering. You're now recovering from getting hit by Lime, which I'm assuming would have sent your rear a bit wayward.
Yeah.
And then
yeah.
you've got Lineator and Stocker both with wing damage, which means as much as they have less grip, they're now faster in a straight line, and they had DRS. So what I then saw was you in the middle into T1, right, and then you had Stocker on the outside of you. I don't know if he was going for you or not, to be honest. At that point, what was happening before Lineator got involved? What was
So, obviously, I was looking behind me because obviously they both had wing damage. I knew they were going to be quicker. And Danny was saying to Stocker, he's going for you. So I thought, okay, cool. Lineator's going to go for Stocker. I can just chill into turn 1.
yeah.
So I cover the inside.
Yeah,
I cover the
to leave,
inside.
to leave Stocker space on the outside. So Stocker wasn't going for a move specifically. He was just getting trying to get his own race.
He was just trying to defend himself.
Right, okay, and then obviously we saw Lineator come down, which was, to be fair, it reminded me of Hamilton's move on Barrichello in 08.
Yeah.
07, 08, but he didn't make the corner.
08.
You know, and obviously then he hit you with wing damage and then took all three of you out. You know, is that where you think all? I mean, obviously, firstly you're going to be reporting this incident. That's the first thing we want to know.
Yeah, I will be because obviously at the end of the day, it's cost me a race win. You've got in my opinion, you've got a ridiculous send from Lineator, who's okay. I guess he's angry from the wing damage. Whatever, cool.
Yeah.
But you're battling Stocker. You're not battling me. Why are you sending it like
just be prepared to cover your own back when it comes to those wing damage issues because they will be looking at every angle.
Yeah.
I don't, you know, and
will.
obviously, you know, I don't know if there's any malice in that. I assume not. But obviously, what we saw in that dive bomb into T1 was someone missed the braking zone and then careered the other two of you off. And I think from then, obviously, luckily, none of you were quick enough to have any other accidents. To be honest, but I mean, to be fair, I think the whole fiasco was, slightly pathetic from Lion, but we'll see. I don't want to point the finger at Lion without seeing the full story, but obviously he was up the inside. He was last to the braking zone, and he still somehow got all three of you out. But we'll see. There's a reason. You can see now why I didn't race.
Yeah. In my opinion, I covered the inside off because I thought, okay, cool, Stocker's on the outside, Lineator will probably go to the outside or he'll probably just chill and he's got DRS and down the back straight. And then next thing I know, he's on my inside. I've squeezed. I can't do anything because I'm squeezed in between the two of them.
Stuck on the outside. Yeah, I knew you were in a pinch. Yeah, I saw you in a pinch.
I couldn't do anything.
Yeah, we see that.
Surprisingly.
Well, that's what I said, isn't it? I'm surprised you didn't cause this. So well done.
Great,
Get it in now.
Very good.
Now, obviously, next thing as well, I mean, you know, you just about beat Danny today, but I mean, you know, I don't think Danny did a great job, to be fair, keep his nose clean. It's happened again, you know, where he's won the race. What are your thoughts on that as well, Danny's win?
Again, he's done a Jeddah. It's happened in Jeddah, literally the same thing. But no, congratulations to him. Obviously, if he gets P3 in the championship, he gets P3. If he gets P4, he's done so well over the course of the season. This is really cringe for me to say because I've always said to him how crap he is and now he's beating me. but he's come leaps and bounds, and that's why I voted him as my most improved driver of the season, because he's come leaps and bounds from the start, from 23 when he was your teammate,
Yep.
and he's just come on leaps and bounds, and he's going to be up there for the championship next season, whether he likes it or not. He's going to be up there.
Mainly because he's kept his nose clean. Firstly,
exactly that.
Great. Okay. Well, I've got no more further questions. Thank you, JT. Thank you, Danny, for your time today. And obviously, I look forward to seeing the stewards' reports and the incidents following that. But no, well done to you both today. Back to you, Matt.
Yeah. No, cheers, Sticky. JT, well done, mate. Pleased that it wasn't you causing that incident, mate.
Yeah.
It's nice to see. It's refreshing to see. All I'm going to say is keep it in the stewards' room, mate, and keep it in DMs. I know you're going to be fuming, mate, but realistically, 45, it's disappointing. I think, if I'm honest with you, I said it to Stiggy on a lap 2 or lap 3, I think it was, I don't want to see this decided in the stewards' room. Unfortunately, a championship is going to be decided in the stewards' room. Rightly or wrongly so. Leo he's missed 2 races this year due to being on holiday. That's his problem. Don't book holiday in season time. But it's another one. It's gone to the stewards.
Something to jump in on quickly. What we haven't said actually is, you're right. One of the championships is going to be settled in the stewards' room. However, Aston Martin, I think, win the constructors' championship. So Danny,
that's what I was about to say. So
I'll beat you to it. Danny and Danny Pascoe.
He's been in there, so it looks like Aston have won the. But obviously, reports depending. Because
take away Danny's win because he's from Birmingham, plus 52nd.
Yeah, I'm expecting to see a Stiggy report in there on that.
Yeah,
one.
I'll get it in that one. Yeah, I'll get it in, mate.
Just because I'm Birmingham. I might just send a voice message back to you in the. And leave it
but guys, once again, congratulations to you, Pirate Danny, on the win. Congratulations to you, Jack Tyler, on P3 and potentially P3 in the championship, and Pirate Danny on the constructors with your teammate Brasco. It's been a great season for you all. That's it from me this season. I will be back on comms soon. I believe it'll be next Friday, actually, in Realistic Tier 2, where we will see some more entertaining racing. Can Destructive J follow up his P1 with another P1? Stiggy, anything to say before we finish?
Thank you for having me firstly today. Thanks so much to let me join me in the comments box. It's been a blast. Thank you. And I'll be honest, it half expected exactly how I thought it would. But you know, commentators curse. But no, it was a good race to watch. To be fair, I mean there was a lot of clean driving
until
on.
That last 2 laps.
Apart from the last 2 laps, and then it became as our calf the shit show. But you know, it's been a fun season to drive and watch. To be fair, and I'll be back next season as well to piss you all off, hopefully with slightly quicker pace. But no, thank you so much to having me share the box today.
No, you're welcome. Thank you very much. And guys, as I say, I will see you all next Friday. Enjoy. Peace out.